I am sorry about that. We had a lot. My M1 crashed, fully reset itself. Something crashed in its kernels, and I sent the report off to Apple so they can track it. It's not the first time it has happened. I probably get a crash every month and a half. Some trigger just crashes the whole thing. That's why I'm not going to get the M1 Studio. I want to get the new M1 that's coming out. The Studio is a little bit powerful for me. So for those that may be coming back in, I'll pick up where I left off. Just typing in my computer crashed because I wasn't running anything through. Everything is being run through the iPad, and not through. No, I don't want to do that. No, not through the computer. If you're coming back, sorry about that. Had a full blown crash of my M1 Mac Mini, even though I'm only running OBS through it. All this, everything else I'm doing is being run through the iPad. So I can bring you up to date as to just when it crashed, what I was up to. As all as I say, I am looking at. Am I going to be quote unquote a notable or a on demand beats maker? I don't know. I don't know. I'm not an on demand gospel musician. So am I be an on demand beat maker? And there are much better beat makers out there than I am. Those that are coming back, just glad you come back and be with me. My computer did crash. It does happen. I have the Apple M1 Mac Mini, the base model, because I wanted to see whether or not it could run my system, and it does a good job. It does have a little issue with Pro Tools when I'm doing video. That's why I'm waiting on the new Mac Mini with more memory to come out. But there are times that the software just crashes, and I never know when. There's no rhyme or reason. It just goes boop, and it's done. So if you're coming back in, let me know that you're here, so I can. I think I've answered the requests and the questions that they were about what I'm doing. Of course, my iPhone once again has to be unlocked. So for those who are coming back in, you'll be able to watch this. I will edit this, so I know that this is. Let's see. After computer crash. There we go. So if you're coming back in, you'll be able to know this is the continuation of what I was doing first. So I've got the um, tracks ready to put in the next. Just change my scene here to put in the next um, pad sound. I believe we put that bank in. Was it B2? Let's see. That's where I put it. Yep, B2. Hmm. No, that's not good. Why am I not hearing? I must have something soloed. Let's see. Yes, I do. All right. So as you're coming back in, those who are coming back in, going to go back to where we were. Bank two, we had created uh, a new opening for the beginning of the song, and we shortened it so that I can place it where I want to and not have so much, not have it repeated. I generally repeat when I do it, so if I mess up one, I have one, a good take that I can use. I like this one for what I'm doing because I find that this type of music, if you make it too mechanical, it doesn't feel live. I want this to sound like this an actual live, though it is a beat. I like to feel like there's a live person who's actually creating it. So let's go in and we got the correct track selected. Let's scroll back to the beginning because that's where we're going to be placing this. Now, because this is iPad driven, I can either tap to move the cursor back or just hold it, and it will go all the way back to the very beginning. Excuse my hand being there and the wire. I've got to get a longer iPad wire if I'm going to use the iPad. iPad has a better picture than the cameras that I have. So we're at the beginning. You get a very short intro beat. You could probably make it longer, but I like it like this because it keeps me sharp. We'll select our pads, so we know that's the pad we're working on. We're working on B2, and let's get the first one in. 2, 3, and all right, that didn't work right. Let's undo that. We weren't exactly lined up. 1, 2, 3, and no, undo. Even I forgot after all the mess up where I'm going to put it. All right, let's let it start. And okay, that's where I was going to put it. I forgot where I was going to put it. My intro's already in there. So now that I remember that, trying to remember to touch the iPhone to keep that active. Don't know who has joined us. Okay, so here we go. 2, 3, and now this is all about timing to place it correctly. 1, 2, 3, and it's got to have a beat there in front of it. Okay, undo what I just did. Scroll back to the beginning. I'll get it. 2, 3, and 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, and 1. And 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1. Got it right there. And there we go. Okay, so we've just now layered in an additional sequence style. Let me go to and that's bank B2 because these are all banks already been used. We've just layered that in. And I'll leave it where it's placed because some I already started panning just to see how it's going to sound. And I'll probably, again, hey, how you doing, ATP Forever? I am going through my transition to creating beats. Let me just change you over here. Again, I watch a lot of YouTube. Get more comfortable in my seat. I watch a lot of YouTube. So Bolo the producer came up on my timeline, and I said, "Let me watch Bolo the producer." I never heard of him before, because again, I am not big in the beat industry. I know he's very big. He's got over 12 platinum albums from his own productions. So he had the video I saw from him was an app called Beatmaker 3, and he says, I'm going to show you guys, this is about a year ago he did this, how you can create beats with this wonderful app called Beatmaker 3. So of course, anything music related will draw my attention. And because I listen to all kind of genres of music, I says, I've never ventured down the road of creating a beat. So, in watching his video, I says I could do that. I have an iPad Pro. I could use some other apps on it. Let's see if I can learn, just like I have people come to my site and I'm showing them how to play gospel chords and how to play hymns and how to use scales in deciphering how to, what's the word I want to use? There's a word for you. To learn a song by ear, by knowledge of theory of scales and the type of scales and chording and how the melodies all fit. I says, let's see if an old dog like Sam can be taught to become a beat maker. Well, since I've had this app now about a week and a half now, and again going through the videos he's posted showing how you create the tracks, how you purchase drum samples, which I did. I said, let's see, can I transfer my knowledge and theory of gospel music and its application to making a beat. So that is what you're seeing. There is no song. It is a work in progress. This is I'm probably, if I were to combine the hours I've been doing this, maybe 3 hours in combined over a 5 day period, well, over a week period of seeing whether or not I can create a beat. And again, going to another YouTube content creator site who was willing to share how he made $10,000 creating a beat on his iPad. That's what drew me in. I says, wait, $10,000 from creating a beat on an iPad? Let me see. As they say, what was Moses when he saw the burning bush? Let me see what is he talking about? And I'm finding out that using just sure creativity, listening to other beat makers when he has he does every week a beat maker, um sorry, I want to use the correct word he calls it. It's like he promos people's beats. They pay, of course, but they create their beats on whatever instrument they're using, and he gives them a platform so that he can critique it, and that other beat makers that are listening can critique it. And if it's a good beat, he say, "Hey, hit this guy up. This guy's creating a good beat." So I've been listening, and I'm like, "Wow, you know, theirs are well beyond what I'm doing right now as a novice, just beginning." But you got to start somewhere. So there's no song, but because I have a melody based background, I looked at a sect of a melody in a minor chord scale because I found a lot of these beat makers are writing in the minor. They may not know the theory behind minor scales, but I do from a gospel standpoint. So I said, let me draw on my history of creating music and see whether or not I can venture into being a gospel beat maker. So that's in a nutshell, because my first stream crashed. So I'm giving a nutshell of why I'm doing this. So I've got an iPhone here that I'm using to show my iPad because there's no way my iPad will allow me to sync into OBS. There probably is a way, but I'll have to see what additional software I might need or attachment I might need to be able to do this. But this is the scene of Beatmaker on my iPad. Make sure that looks straight. And I just layered in a sampled beat, which I created from my Yamaha S70X. Um, Bolo producer says, "Oh, you can go online and you could buy chords, you can buy samples to help build your music." But there is a sampler that is part of this. That's the sampler program where I can play on my keyboard and record and sample the sounds that are on my keyboard, which are full and fat chords. As you can see, that's a big sample sound, which gives me a way to I can adjust that. I can I can edit that if I so desire to. I can add triggers to it, if not triggers, but FX sounds if I desire to give it a more expanded sound, or leave it the way it is. Because since I'm a novice at this, I'm just getting my feet wet and doing this. So that's the trigger of what I just layered in now. I created all these tracks. They call them banks in BeatMaker, but they're tracks in any other DAW. And I started with, as he taught, you start with 8 beats, 8 measures rather, and you work your beat in that. And once you think you're comfortable, you copy it out to extend it, and then you go in and you cut and paste and you add more. That's what I've been doing now. So I just layered in a new uh, section of sounds, and you'll get to hear what I've just done. That's the opening. As I know a lot of the beat makers do this. They give you a nice opening before the beat, after 8 beats. Here we go, and so there is no song yet. You get a mixer, and there's the other previous track I had with the piano sounds. So that's where we are right now. That is, if you saw the my last post, you heard where I was 2 hours ago. So now I want, and I'm continuously thinking of what else do I want to add. I wanted to add an organ patch, and it don't know what it's going to be yet, but I want to have an organ patch. So we'll go. You can watch how I'm going to create that. We'll go down here. I think you can see it, and push plus, which creates a new track. They call it banks. Create a new bank. I'm sure there's a way to name it. I just haven't looked into how to do that yet. So there's my new bank. I'm going to give it for the organ. As you can see, the pads are empty. So, and I'm going to sample an organ sound from my keyboard. So I go into record. That is the sampler. I use iRig. Let's see if I can move it here without it breaking something. Here we go. I use iRig to export my sounds and to import the sounds from down here from my keyboard. These are my headphones so I can hear it. These are the gain controls. These are the exporting, and that of course is the connect wire that goes to the iPad. So yes, I am using technology. So I want to go see if I can create an organ patch. How about a hymn? Oh, for the organ sound? Well, you know what? I did a rewrite of what did I rewrite? I did a Blessed Assurance in a hip hop sound 15 years ago, 20 years ago. It's on my SoundCloud page, and it's in iTunes. It's all over the place. So I know I can't go back and redo that one. And the keyboard that I had, I no longer, it broke down, so I couldn't redo that one. But we're going to go in here for an organ sound. Let's see. Piano organ. Here we go. Which one do I use? I don't want that. That's jazz. So I know one that gives me the ability to have organ drawbars effect. Where is it? Here we go. Drawbar control. So I don't keep my eyes on everything because everything is battery operated. It'll time itself out. Who joined? Yeah, I have. It's called Blessed Assurance. Um, yeah, Blessed Assurance. But it is a it's a remix of Blessed Assurance. I may just link that back into my. Well, it is. It's on my. Uh, it's on my channel also because I got a copyright strike when I put it on my channel. They said this song is copyrighted, but I own it. What's a copyright strike? Because it's on iTunes. I said yes, but I own the song. They says no, it's a copyright strike. All right, I took it off. So I'm going to lay an organ. I'm going to create an organ patch, an organ trigger. Yes, it's in my name, but because it is being monitored by CD Baby, anytime a tune comes up that's being monitored, you get a copyright strike, even if you own it. So I want to get that changing in there. So let's play it first. See, I'm going to apply this. All right, so I don't have a big window to work in because it's going to be basically support in the background, but I just want to have that screaming at the top with the Leslie. And because the Leslie on this comes in, it's kind of slow. I got to really time it. So, and I don't want it low, I want it high. Again, if I don't keep an eye on all my devices. All right. So let's see what we can do. Let's start it playing. It's waiting for me to start playing. Here we go. And all right. So that's stop that recording. I should have it there. And there it is. Let's hear what I got. It's too hot for number one, but that's okay because this is hip hop. So all beats, everything is hot in beats. You just turn the volume down, but it's crackling. So we're going to redo that one. We go undo. That wipes it out. And we're going to try and do it again. This time we're going to turn the volume down so that it is not too hot. I'll put the link in the chat after I get this. Yeah, it's way too hot. Bring that down a little bit. Okay, better. I can always go in and increase the volume. All right, let's see if I can remember what I just did now. I'm probably going to change it up. Here we go. All right, what do we got? Now it looks too low, but that's okay because this is going to be what they call auxiliary music. See what we sound like. Change over, drawbars open up, Leslie kick in, and bad note there, but that's okay. And the next one comes in, and alrighty. So now we've got that done. We go back, and it's already assigned to the pad which we were working on. How do we know that? There it is. Just that easy. Who else joined? I know we got 6 here who are watching me. So we're going to put that in there. It's just a matter of now of timing it so that it falls in place. And we'll see how many times we're going to put it in there. Because again, once I get it in one time, I think I can copy it. No, I'll just put it in because again, change it anytime I want. So let's record it in. Let's go to the pad. Let the music start. 1, 2, 3, and. 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 Next one should come in right here, and okay, now that trigger is done. We're going to bring it back in a little later on though. Here we go, and one, and now the second pad to come to, and boom. Okay, let it keep going. Give it a little break. And now. And the second one should come in right here, and boom. And we'll stop it right there. So, what have we done? What have we done? 61 beats, 61 measures so far. We have put in, okay, let me go back to this scene. We have put in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 tracks so far. And I can squeeze this down, and you can see that's all the. That is the entire song right there in a nutshell. Come back on, please. There we go. That is the entire song in a nutshell. Now, I think the question was, can I do this with a hymn? Yeah, I could put a beat around a hymn. Of course, it's going to change it up, but I would pick an appropriate hymn. I wouldn't put it around nothing but the what can wash away my sin, nothing but a G. No, I wouldn't put it around. I wouldn't put it around that. Nor would I put it around Blessed Assurance. Well, let me do it around Blessed Assurance. But the concept that I'm showing you is that music is universal. Just because I've done gospel my entire life, my whole life, it is not the only thing musically that I can do. Let's play this from the beginning. Don't do that. Play it from the beginning so that you can see This whole procedure started by me watching Bolo the producer, and I'll keep pushing his site because he gave me the inspiration to do this. Let's pull up his. There we go. That's his channel. He has 90,000 subscribers. I have 25,000 subscribers. So his encouraging that, hey guys, go to if you have an iPad, go to the Apple Store, get this beat maker. If you make beats, this is something you can take with you, and you can create a beat while you're out of the house, or if you're on your iPad. And this is how he, in a sense, the video of his that I saw on his channel was he said, I created a beats on my iPad and sold it for $10,000. So of course my eyes said, wait a minute, is it that easy? Can it be that easy? So I wanted you to see that this is me looking at the production concepts that someone else is teaching, and just putting his. I messed that up, didn't I? There we go. Putting his teaching concept to see whether or not what he's teaching, I can learn it. And if I can learn it, then it'll be a transferable skill, because I'll be posting a link to both of my videos on this, a transferable skill to any young musician out there who maybe can't pick up 10 chords. As you can see, I'm not putting in 10 chords. I am putting in pieces of chords around a beat. So let's listen to it, and then I'll take any questions that may be out there. And so we can see what I have in my 11 tracks, and I'll give it a name somehow. Oh, I think I just lost my iPhone again. There we go. Now we're there. Maybe I'll just call it Sam's Gospel Beat. How about that? That's a good title. Here we go. You know what? Already I want to get rid of that bass opening up. I want this the piano to be by itself. Again, I'm constantly thinking. So as it's playing, I'm listening to it. And I want to get rid of that opening bass. So let me go in here. And I think this is the bass track. Let me see. Nope, that's not it. This must be it. Okay, I want to get rid of that. Delete, remove. And let the piano, there we go. So let the piano open it up, and then it'll come in later. This is some of the things that I've heard other beat makers do when they give their presentations, where they have an opening and everybody likes the fact that a piano opens it up. I had different chords when I first started it, and I didn't like the way that sounded, so I changed that. So now here we go. Oh, let's turn off the solo, because I'll find that, and from the beginning. There's the opening. Now here the bass is going to come in there. And I may change that bass sound. Let's move the organ to the right. So that it can be an additional aux instrument. And to the right about 47%. Okay, we just moved the organ away and brought its volume down so that it's not competing with everything out there. Let's scroll back to track 1. Here we go, the very beginning. There's our piano right there. And the rest come in now. And here comes everything else. There's our organ right here. Now I have headphones on. I'm not sure how it is coming over to everyone, but it sounds great in the headphones. All on Beatmaker 3. That's my bass kick. A little more kick. So I stopped the organ at 64. Let's bring the organ back in at should be bank 2, right? Yes, bank 2, that's our organ. Let's bring the organ back in at we'll let it play. It stopped at 64. Let me see. At 65. So let's scroll back to 65. No, give it a lead in 64. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and nope, wrong spot. Undo that. Let it play a little bit till I find where I want to put it at. Come back. I gotta hear it. Let's hear where the last organ was at. I think the last organ was at 60. Okay, 69 is where it should come in at. So let's go back to 66 and we'll bring it in at 69. 2, 3, 4, 7, 68, and the second one comes in now, and they're playing off each other. Not yet. 2, 3, and 91B. beats, and they're playing off each other. And the rest of the trigger comes in now. Boom, boom, boom. 100 beats. All right, so we'll stop it right there. Yeah, I think I have a novice track. It is not professional. It is not going to no way compete with the heavy hitters in the beat making industry. It's not supposed to. What you have is a gospel organist venturing into another world of music and taking his honed skills of deciphering songs he hears. And if though I were a chef going into a kitchen and you present me with meats, vegetables, salads, and you say, make me a meal, I can fry chicken, I can bake chicken, I can scramble eggs, I can make pancakes, I can make a tossed salad, I can make a fruit salad because I've done those to my own. I know how to use an air fryer. So all you're seeing me doing is all the things musically that I learned on my own without someone physically being next to me saying, here's letter C, here's a C chord. I got it out of a book to understand how to place my fingers correctly on a keyboard. But then I've listened to tons of music over my years of hearing commercial jingles, hearing cartoons, theme songs, hearing movie themes. What you are seeing is me using the combination of everything musically I've ever absorbed and putting it in a genre that I'm not afraid to go into. The professional will go, yeah, why did you put that chord there? Why, that bass drum? That's not trap. That's not this. That's not hip hop. That's not going to encourage anybody. No, but it encourages me to know that I'm not afraid to venture into a realm that others have made a living on. So, am I going to add another thing? I want to add a bell. I won't do it on this live session. I want to add a bell, a tine bell. I always love to hear a bell somewhere, anything that I produce. You know what's missing? My clap. Where'd my clap go? I knew I wasn't hearing something. That's bank C. There's supposed to have been a clap there. That's what I did not. I'm saying I'm going because I didn't put a snare in there, and I didn't. But I had a clap, and I don't hear the clap. And I think during my times when I was trying to clean up mistakes, I took things out that shouldn't have been taken out. So while I got you here, let's put that clap back in there. I knew something didn't sound right. I wasn't hearing the clap. So I'm in bank C. This is where the clap should, because I said bank C was empty, and I didn't realize why it was empty because I probably was doing undo, because you make a mistake, you just keep hitting undo to clean something up, and I probably wiped out the clap. So we search for clap. Let's spell it correctly, please. CLAP. So all the claps that are in there come up. Let's see, we can sample them. Nope, nope, nope. That is not the claps I had. Look at all the packs. That is not the clap I had. Let's see. So I'm now searching through. Here we go. No, these are not the claps I had. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Search all packs. No, it's not the clap I had. I had a good clap too. Alright, so I did something. Let me keep this active. So I messed up. 'Cause I had an excellent clap. And now I'm not seeing it. Oh, great. Nice job, Sam. Nice job. Alright, let's search for it. Let's look in the user pack. It's not in the user pack. Is it in the starter pack? Starter pack 2. It did go searching all the packs already, so I'm just looking. Maybe I. Oh, gee. I had a good clap, too. That is not the clap I want. Alright. Let's save this. Rename it. No, I'll keep it as a new session until I give a name to it. Let's save that. So I've oh, is that it? Yes, that's it. That's what I'm looking for. Way at the top. Drag that in. There's my clap. A2. Let's see what track I'm in. C1 should have the clap. Alright, let's get the clap in there. There we go to the very beginning. 3, 4. Oh, it is there. Didn't play because I had it wiped off. Okay, let's undo that because the clap is there. I just didn't have it assigned to the pad, but the track is there. Yeah. Learning something new every day, but that's what this whole thing is about. So let's hear it now with the clap in place because I knew I had one in there. There it is. That's my melody. It's my bass kick. Boom, 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 boom. clap. My piano, which is on the same side as the organ, so it's got to be alternate from the organ. That's what I was hearing. It wasn't separation. So we're going to send the piano to the other side. If the iPad will stop scrolling on me and let me do it. There we go. There's my separation I wanted. Piano on the other side. And the organ should come in right now. I've been doing tracks for a long time, so I know how I time things and when it should come in. Like I know the second part of that track is going to come in for the organ. So I've had a wonderful time showing you progression in music. That there's no musician should be, as you can see, I got on my beat making attire. And I got the hood on. As I said, if I wanted to change the color in here, I can go. I can change my color in here too. So I can go all the way in, as they say, with making beat. And this is fun for me. This is traveling down a different path musically. I hope that you've enjoying what I've done and what I've shown. That you too, if you do have an iPad Beatmaker, I believe it was $29.99 for the Beatmaker program. They do give you packs that you have beats. I actually went and bought some additional packs on the App Store that Bolo, the producer, was using. I wanted to be able to mimic what he was doing. Let me just change my lighting in here. I don't like it that dark. I wanted to mimic what he was doing on his stream, so that I could say if he could do it and demonstrate it on his channel, how you can create a basic beat, then I should be able to use the same software he was doing. Now, of course, he had so many other packs that he had, because he is a producer, he's a beat producer. That is his bread and butter. It's how he feeds his family. He does an excellent job with it. I'm just venturing into, as a novice, I'm crawling on the ground in the sense of beat making, but I do bring a strong extensive experience in gospel music. So I'm going to try and do a transformation. I will find some appropriate hymn. I won't touch a spiritual, although I might, who knows, and create a beat around it with what you see me doing now, and put snippets of the melody around this beat, so that'll be recognizable to us church listening folk that can want to sit there and, they want to put on the hoodie and get all whatever with it. I give you that opportunity to do that. So I want to see who else is with us. I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. I'm just scrolling through to see who's here. Have 3 watching now. I know we got some people in the background. Thank you for coming back. I don't think I got everybody back. I had 5 or 6 that were watching me when I first started the stream before my computer crashed. But know that I love music. I love to be doing big band sounds. Let me take this off. I don't have to hear myself. I love to be doing big band. I love to be doing television shows. I got an opportunity to share one of my music on one of my channel, one of the YouTube videos I have. I was asked, can they use that for a children's theme television production? I said, yes, you can use the music I have there, and if you should require some custom music in your productions, let me know. I need the experience. So now I can add, and I can create a beat from scratch. If you watch the first video I did, and to where I am right now, you're saying, oh, this guy doesn't know what he's doing, to the point where, oh, wait a minute, that sounds like if he would put a little more work in it, he might be able to do something with that. Well, I'm going to do what I will do with it. I won't stop this process. A lot of the mistakes that I was making, as I said, I took the beat off of a track and I couldn't understand where it went. But I know now that as long as I put it back, the MIDI part of it that triggered that wave, and it's all it is. These pads, I'll just show you it again. These pads are just triggers. That's all it is. That is just a trigger that's triggering what's on there. So any bank that I go to, it's just triggering what I placed on that. And these are wave files that I created from my keyboard. So rather than going out and investing in someone else's pre-programmed beats, create my own using my keyboard, which has, again, 1,000 or whatever sounds in it and whatever I can create. Let's get out of there. So anywhere I look to want to create a sound, again, I need a sound of a bell and maybe another augmenting sound, but then I want to be able to present this in the format in front of course, it is a paid thing where Bolo Producer will audition people's beats that they produce. He says, hey, got to come with it good. Don't just bring us something that's just trash. So I'm listening to the artists that he's been shaking his head to that come on with their beats, and I'm going, okay. I hear their opening. He likes the piano opening. He likes to hear a good melody. He wants the beat to tell a story, not just be a flat out just boom, 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 with an 88 beat. So I would have no problem presenting this as it is right now. I have to put an ending to it, which is basically the ending is the very last chord. Let me see if I can let you hear where the ending is. I've got to go in, of course, cut some of this down to be able to present it. He only likes maybe a minute and 30 seconds of it. But the ending should be just one last chord. Okay, so this would be the ending. Now, see, I don't even have crashes in here. So this is the ending. That's the ending. That bell at the bottom, at the end. No crashes though. So, in my attempt to participate in the beat making arena, this is my submission. I've been listening to some of his videos also. Okay, yeah. Sorry I missed it. What is the producer's name? Oh, Bolo the Producer. I have his screenshot up here as part of my. Where is it now? Here it is. Bring him up. There we go. No problem giving another producer or another YouTuber some free publicity. That's his page there, Bolo the Producer. Humble man. You watch a lot of guys on YouTube and they don't mind letting you know who they have produced for and where they've been and how they're getting flown out here and there. But there's a man that, I thought I was, conscious of everybody that actually comes in to my channel. And if you have a question, if I can answer it, I will. He answers everybody's question. Yes, some people do give him super chat money and he'll put those questions ahead, but I've often chimed in on some of his comments and he's read mine. He didn't have to read mine, but he's read mine. And I've also found him on Instagram. He said, hey, hit me up on Instagram. You can leave me a message, and while I'm doing number two when I'm reading my messages on Instagram. That's when he reads them, and he actually chimed in on a message. And I let him know, hey, I because of what your inspiration and your video, I purchased Beatmaker 3 as a 66-year-old gospel musician, and I wanted to see whether or not I could make beats. And as you've been able to watch, I've got my first legitimate, again, I'm not a quote unquote expert at this, but for a guy who just started it a week and a half ago, I think let me take his picture off so that, where is he at? It's him right there. For a guy who has given it the first time try, I think I've done pretty good. I think he taught me well from his videos, and I didn't see all of them. I've seen the first one all the way through, which got me the software and the packs that he was using, and how you see this screen, set up. Let me turn the camera back on again. No, I want to talk to you. Just bring the camera back on. Bring up the camera. Okay. What you see here is everything I watched him do on his very first video. How you put the banks in, how you bring in the Synth Master, which is the one that he was using, how you create. At that time when I created it, it was just 8 beats. How to set the beat tempo to 132, 116. How to make sure you have the metronome turned on. How to record the beat. Once you get your beats in place, how to save it, how to repeat it, and then stretch it out. And then once you do that, you go in and you start cutting and you start pasting and adding more stuff. So everything that you see me doing, I intently watched another person who does this for a living. And this is not how he makes his beats. This is something that he picked up on carrying an iPad when he goes traveling to make beats in a real studio. He has the MPC machines, which I don't, I've seen them, but I could never understand why I would want one. Now that I have this Beatmaker 3 on my iPad, I don't want one because, as he said, there are some features on this software for $29. Whatever the MPC cost him doesn't do. And the sampling part is what I like, that I can actually go in here and from my own keyboard, where is it now? C2, right? From my own keyboard, I can sample the exact sounds from my keyboard. I think this was the organ sound I did there. Yeah, it was the organ. So I can do that, and if I don't like it, I could go in and change it and create another one. I don't have to buy a pack to get one sound. And then if I don't like that sound or it doesn't fit what I'm doing, I'm out $10, $15, $20 for a pack. And if I do decide to venture into a different world of beat making, that, hey, this is the sound you need to have. I know Bolo has his own packs that he pushes for his different drum beats. I may support him and purchase his drum beat because he'll have different claps, different kicks that I may want to apply to what I'm doing now. Again, content creators and people who are in the industry of music support each other. That's how each other can rise. What's it? The rising tide lifts all boats. So I have no problem going to his site and using my iPad, of course, and downloading a pack from him and paying for it, and then using it and say, yeah, I'm supporting you, not just because I already sent him a super chat, and because of the knowledge that I picked up from him. Other people may have picked up knowledge and say, nothing. But if I pick up something and then I can apply it and then create something from applying it like this, it's worth me dropping $10, $20, $25 in support to his Cash App or to his directly to his page, or by purchasing his beats that he currently uses now in his productions. So I'm doing a lot of talking. Sub-Zero, yes, I think I've answered your question. So I want to thank those that have come in. ATP Forever, thank you for coming in. What I may have missed. GWU Productions. Hey, if you make beats, let me know if I suck because I'm all about getting better. This is just the very first beat I've ever created. I've never created a beat until I got the Beatmaker 3 and began to apply what I was being taught watching a video. Uh, Gospel Music for Life, you're always coming in and supporting whenever I'm live. Sub Zero, of course, you also come in and support what I do whenever I do go live. So I do thank those of you who come in and let Sam know that you appreciate him sharing knowledge. Sorry I didn't play any gospel songs for you. This is beat. This is my beat version. I'm gonna have to create another thumbnail that what is it? Sam, the gospel beat maker. I'll get that up there some way. So we're gonna leave on this. I'll let the beat play again, and then we'll leave on that. Thank you all again for giving the support over the years. So let's play that beat.